What is going on, Colts Nation? And welcome back to another episode of Bring the Juice. Your guys, Cody and Derek, back with another one, guys. Well, guys, we did a video around this time last year talking about a player, Adonai Mitchell. We said Adonai Mitchell's going to have an instant impact here on this Colts offense in 2024. Obviously, it didn't work out the way that we had predicted it was going to. But I think, Derek, this guy that we're going to talk about today, this rookie that the Colts drafted here in the 2025 NFL draft, he's going to have an instant impact on this Colts offense. Of course, we're talking about tight end Tyler Warren out of Penn State. And, Derek, I think it's fairly obvious to say Tyler Warren's going to be the starter. He's going to be the guy that's going to get the majority of the snaps for this Colts offense. We've talked about how bad the tight end room was a year ago, and the Colts filled arguably their biggest need at the time in the draft with taking Tyler Warren, who by all metrics was the most complete tight end in this class. He does a little bit of everything. You know, he obviously can catch the ball over 100 catches in 2024 with Penn State, and he can block. And also he can run the ball and he can pass the ball. So he can do a little bit of everything. Now, obviously, the quarterback situation, that's a big question mark. That's going to be a big thing we're going to talk about probably the entire season. But strictly from what Tyler Warren can provide for this offense, regardless of if it's Anthony Richardson, if it's Daniel Jones, whoever it is under center, it's pretty obvious that Tyler Warren is going to be the number one option at tight end. He's going to be a guy that's going to make an impact. And honestly, Derek has the chance. It's not too crazy to say, but he has the chance here in year one to not just eclipse the total yardage and catches from the tight ends a year ago, but maybe even shatter that. Like maybe even go like crazy amount more than the Colts tight ends had a year ago, which I'll pull up the stat here in just a second. But man, talk to me about Tyler Warren. And, you know, sometimes you have rookies who maybe need a little bit of time. You know, we've obviously talked about a couple guys that, you know, we thought were going to make instant impacts. And year one, they didn't necessarily do that. But Tyler Warren strikes me as a guy that is going to come into this offense and is going to immediately make an impact for this Colts tight end room, and probably an impact we haven't seen in quite some time.
Yeah, when it comes to Tyler Warren, I know every single year we do this, you know, we try to think of a guy that's going to have an immediate impact. And sometimes you get it right, sometimes you get it wrong. But for this one specifically, I mean, this has to be a slam dunk when it comes to getting the right kind of player for this circumstance. It has to be. Because, for one, your tight end room was trash last year. So many drops. So many guys that couldn't block. Just, they were a negative detriment to this team. Now, obviously, for the Indianapolis Colts, you know, it's not like the quarterback situation was helping it much. But, I mean, Cody, you and I saw several times, especially in, what was it, the Lions game, when we saw half a dozen times where Kylan Granson or Drew Ogletree cost the Colts like significant plays. Like Drew Ogletree dropped a touchdown. Drew Ogletree had penalty where Kylan Granson had a 30-yard catch, and that got called back because of it. Kylan Granson had a couple drops in that game. Like, I mean, that was just one game. I could just keep going. I mean, it was terrible. Last year, it was just terrible overall production from this group. And you hope now that you have a true number one guy that has never really had a problem with dropping the ball. And obviously, the Colts spread the ball around a lot, but they really like to utilize their tight ends in a lot of ways. Route running is not amazing. But when you're that size, you're a size mismatch for anyone that tries to go against you. Regardless if you're a linebacker, safety, corner, doesn't matter. Tyler Warren is bigger than whoever is going to go up against him. And he's a solid athlete. It's not like he's not going to be able to get any kind of separation. But, you know, again, when you have him in that circumstance, you can utilize him in any sort of situation that you want. and he'll definitely be super helpful in those short yardage situations or in those goal line situations, because that's another eye that the defense is always going to be keeping an eye out for, because he has the capability to do some of the weirdest things. And again, he's not going to wow you with the amazing athleticism, but he's a strong and an intelligent player. And I mean, I would love to see a Tyler Warren pass to Anthony Richardson for a touchdown this year. That would be really funny to see. The whole Anthony Richardson and the wide receiver stuff would come out after that. But yeah, Tyler Warren is just a guy that, he's a guy that you just don't see very often. These tight ends that come into the league most of the time, they excel at maybe one or two things. He excels at almost everything, Cody, outside of just broad athleticism, which he definitely still has his own athleticism. I mean, he's literally the full package. He's got everything you could want.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, yeah, Tyler Warren's a very good athlete. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I mean, I think you just look at the reliability. Like for Tyler Warren, that's definitely a big thing, and certainly something that was lacking for the Colts last year was just a tight end that could be reliable and consistent. I mean, my gosh, we talked about it, Derek. Tyler Warren had a single game last year against USC where he had more catches in that single game than the leading tight end on the Colts last year, Kylan Granson, who only had 14 catches last year. So if that tells you anything right there, it's like, yeah, Tyler Warren's going to do some work. Now, obviously, he needs a quarterback that's going to get him the football. I mean, all these guys do. But certainly from a reliability standpoint, like Tyler Warren is going to provide so much more than you've had in recent years. So, yeah, it's going to be really exciting to see Tyler Warren fitting into this offense. I mean, it was clearly the biggest glaring hole outside of obviously quarterback for this team in last season. And so now you bring in Tyler Warren with a pretty good receiving core. You have a pretty good backfield as well. If all that goes well and goes to plan, whoever the quarterback is going to be, he's going to have a lot of good weapons to go with him, whether it's quarterback this year, Daniel Jones, Anthony Richardson, or even a quarterback in the future. Say you draft a quarterback next year. They're going to be set up well for success because they're going to have a lot of guys that are young and talented in this room. And you're going to have, guys that can potentially, really help you out all over the field now. I mean, you have the receivers that you do, you have the running back that you do, and now you have, the tight end that you do. So, yeah, it's going to be exciting to see, man, what Tyler Warren does here in year number 1 for this team. But, guys, what do you think? Let us know your thoughts on Tyler Warren. And do you think he's going to have an instant impact on this Colts offense in 2025? Let us know all those things in the comments down below. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that like button, hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, all that good stuff. Just because we are in the off-season slow portion doesn't mean the content slows down. So if you guys want to hop on the train here and be a part of what we do, we would love for you to consider being a YouTube member and also just subscribing and hanging around with us. But let us know your thoughts on all this stuff in the comments down below. That'll do it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. And as always, guys, go Colts.